1587. A group of English settlers arrived on a small island off the coast of what is now North Carolina. They came with hope, with dreams, and with a plan to build a new life in the new world. Among them were men, women, and children. They believed they were creating the future. But just 3 years later, every single one of them would disappear. No bodies. No signs of a battle. No clear clues. Just one mysterious word carved into a wooden post. Croatoan. More than 400 years have passed. Yet historians, archaeologists, and mystery enthusiasts still ask the same question. What happened to the lost colony of Roanoke? This is one of history's greatest unsolved mysteries. In the late 1500s, England wanted to establish permanent settlements in North America. The goal was simple. Claim territory, expand trade, and challenge the growing power of Spain. In 1587, a group of approximately 115 settlers arrived on Roanoke Island. The expedition was led by Governor John White. The settlers included entire families, not just soldiers and explorers. This was intended to be a permanent colony. Among the settlers was John White's daughter, Eleanor Dare. Soon after arriving, she gave birth to a baby girl. Her name was Virginia Dare. She became the first English child born in North America. For a brief moment, everything seemed promising. But trouble was already beginning. Food supplies were running low. Relations with some local tribes were uncertain. And the colony desperately needed additional support from England. The settlers convinced Governor John White to return to England and bring back supplies. White agreed. He promised to return as quickly as possible. Before leaving, he established a simple rule. If the colonists ever moved to another location, they should carve the name of their destination into a tree or post. If they were in danger, they should also carve a cross as a warning. With that agreement in place, White sailed back to England. But fate had other plans. Soon after his arrival, war broke out between England and Spain. The threat of the Spanish Armada forced England to focus on national defense. Ships were seized for military use. As months turned into years, White remained trapped in England. Unable to help the colony. Unable to return. Unable to know whether his family was still alive. 1 year passed. Then another. Then a third. No messages arrived from Roanoke. No ships reached the colony. No one knew what was happening on the island. Meanwhile, John White desperately searched for a way back. Finally, in August 1590, he secured passage on a ship bound for Roanoke. After 3 long years, he was finally returning. But nothing could prepare him for what he was about to discover. When White arrived at Roanoke Island, the colony was silent. Completely silent. The houses were gone. The settlement had been abandoned. There were no people. No bodies. No signs of a struggle. No evidence of a violent attack. The colonists had vanished. It was as if they had simply walked away. Then White noticed something strange. Carved into a wooden post was a single word. Croatoan. Nearby, the letters CRO were also carved into a tree. The word referred to a nearby island and a Native American tribe friendly to the settlers. Even more intriguing. There was no cross carved anywhere. According to their agreement, that meant the settlers had likely left voluntarily. But why? And where had they gone? The most widely accepted theory is that the colonists joined the Croatoan people. The settlers had been isolated for years. Food was scarce. Supplies were exhausted. Without help from England, survival would have been nearly impossible. Some historians believe the colonists integrated with local tribes. Over time, they may have adopted Native American customs and blended into the surrounding communities. Several later reports described Native Americans with gray eyes and European features. Some researchers believe these stories may point to descendants of the lost colonists. If true, the colony was never truly lost. It simply became part of another culture. Another possibility is far darker. The settlers may have suffered from famine, disease, or environmental disaster. Drought records suggest that the region experienced severe dry conditions during that period. Crop failures could have devastated the colony. Desperate for food, the settlers may have attempted to relocate. Some could have died during the journey. Others may have scattered across the region. Over time, any evidence of their fate may have disappeared. Some researchers believe the colonists were attacked. The attack could have come from hostile tribes. Or even from Spanish forces operating in the region. Spain considered English settlements a threat. If Spanish soldiers discovered Roanoke, they may have destroyed it. However, no convincing evidence has ever been found. And the lack of battle damage makes this theory difficult to prove. For centuries, researchers have searched for answers. Archaeologists have excavated sites across North Carolina. Ancient maps have been studied. Artifacts have been analyzed. New technologies have revealed clues that earlier generations could never access. Some discoveries suggest that at least part of the colony may have moved inland. Others point toward interaction with Native American communities. Yet no single piece of evidence has solved the mystery. The puzzle remains incomplete. More than 4 centuries later, the lost colony of Roanoke continues to fascinate the world. Did the settlers merge with local tribes? Did they die from starvation? Were they victims of violence? Or is the truth something we still haven't discovered? Perhaps the answer is hidden beneath layers of history, waiting to be found. Until then, the lost colony of Roanoke remains one of the greatest unsolved mysteries ever recorded. And somewhere in the shadows of the past, the final chapter of their story may still be waiting to be written.